No photos from the rooftop. I didn't expect a hotel wristband to be the part that hurt. Not the rumors about the client, not the late nights explained by walkthroughs, not the phone that started sleeping face down. The ache lived in a loop of neon peach with a metal bevel stamped 13. I found it in my wife's trench when I was looking for the spare fob. The band slipped onto my finger the way a secret tries you on and grins. 13 is the rooftop bar that forbids photos after 10. You need a wristband and a story. Tessa and I used to laugh at places like that. She plans corporate launches and rescue campaigns. I run a print shop that makes posters for bands who swear kerning is a political issue. We're better at decent evenings than glamorous ones. Or we were. I put the band under a recipe card and told myself I ask. Then I spent a whole day not asking. My assistant, Kay, slid a misprinted poster back to me and tapped the wrong year I'd typed. "You okay, boss?" she asked. I said yes. The kind of yes that means I'd like to be. At 7, I walked to the Langley Hotel because I didn't know how to sit still with the idea of the band living a night I hadn't. The lobby smelled like flowers with their own PR. At the elevator, a woman in black asked for my reservation. "Meeting Tessa," I said, and hated the wobble in my voice. "Standby is 40 minutes," she said, sliding a slate across the podium. I wrote Julian like it mattered to announce myself to whatever waited upstairs. Downstairs, the bar was velvet and low talk. I ordered water because alcohol makes me narrate and I didn't trust my mouth. The bartender looked at me the way mechanics look at engines that have started making new sounds. "You waiting for someone?" he asked. "Yes," I said. "You look like you're waiting for a verdict," he said, not unkind. "I might be," I said, and he nodded like a man who has heard every genre of trouble. My phone buzzed, running over. "Don't wait up. Love you. Bandages, not medicine." "Mr. Julian," the woman at the podium said when the elevator opened again, wrong and polite. She handed me a neon band. It clicked around my wrist with the finality of a plan. "Be where your feet are," said a sign at the top. I looked down. My feet did not feel like mine. The host led me past lanterns and the kind of view people move for. At a corner table sat Tessa in a navy blazer I knew by heart, laughing at something said by a man with a neat gold watch. His hand hovered as if he shaped ideas midair. The sight was so ordinary it felt staged. I asked to sit at the bar instead. When Tessa rose to the restroom, I met her in the hallway under a framed sailboat that had never met a storm. She startled. Her eyes did the math I hadn't wanted to watch. "Jules," she said, "what are you?" "I found your wristband," I said. "I came to see the door it used." I kept my voice level because drama is how you lose the point. "It's a client," she said, "Turner Foods. He's newly divorced and flirts like he read a manual." She looked at my wrist, at the band. "I didn't want you to find out like this." "Then how?" I asked. She winced. "Not like a teenager with contraband. I should have told you about the dinners. I thought saying it would make it sound like a test I wanted you to fail." "Do you like it?" I asked. It felt like confessing a smaller crime to get to the bigger one. "The attention," she exhaled. "Yes, the room that says I could be more than the version of me who cares about whether we're out of coffee. I like motion, Jules. Lately I've felt parked." "Our life is not a parking lot," I said. "It's just a street with too many red lights." She smiled despite herself. "I'm sorry. I cut mine off in the cab. It felt like a costume I forgot to return." Her thumb turned the edge of my band the way she checks paper stock at my shop. "Can you wait 10 minutes? I'll tell him I have to be somewhere better." "Don't run," I said. "I won't," she said, and she didn't. At the bar, the bartender set down something with ginger I hadn't asked for. "On the house," he said, "for people who choose the boring heroics." It made me laugh, which hurt and helped. Tessa came back with her blazer over her arm, wrist bare. We took the elevator down. The woman at the podium said, "Good night," like she could tell the night had decided to cooperate. On the sidewalk, we walked 2 blocks inside the same silence. "I like being looked at," she said finally. "I don't like being someone's excuse to stop looking at their own life." He kept saying I'm a new city. I'm tired of being invented. "I can look," I said and meant it. "And I can be looked at if that helps." "It does," she said, and one clean tear did more work than any speech. We stood in the glow of a deli that sells impossible tulips and made a list on my phone, 3 handrails, not commandments. 1. Say it before it grows teeth. 2. Work dinners are work. If a view is required, so are we. 3. If one of us starts narrating the other's motives, we stop and ask. "Corny," she said. "Corn kept civilizations alive," I said, and she called me old and kissed me anyway. At home, we ate toast over the sink because dinner had been replaced by ginger and honesty. In bed, we lay like parentheses, then a foot touched, then a hand. We didn't do more than kiss. The room didn't need us to. Morning made ordinary noises. Tessa left her phone face up on the counter. I cut the neon band into 3 bright commas and emptied the trash so I wouldn't be tempted to tape our night into a different order. At lunch, we met by the river with coffees and a map. Tessa circled corners where benches should exist. "I'm resigning from Turner," she said. "Let someone else sell affection in boxes. I want to add chairs, not auditions." "You don't have to because of last night," I said. "I'm not," she said. "I'm doing it because of the part of me that kept calling just one more dinner a solution." She leaned on my shoulder exactly the weight she is. "Do you believe me?" "Yes," I said, and I heard how much I wanted to. We kept the list on the fridge. I printed it on leftover card with a small sign that read, "No photos after 10. Be where your feet are." Below it, she wrote in pencil, "Selfies at breakfast encouraged." We weren't fixed. We were just 2 people trying out loud. A week later, my shop delivered posters to 13. I got approval, saw Tessa across the deck with her team, not with him, and we shared 1 club soda under the no photo sign, phones face up, nothing to hide. On the way out, the podium woman said, "You two make the place look honest." Maybe she says it to everyone. I decided to believe her. At home, we printed our list on leftover card and taped it to the fridge. "No photos after 10. Be where your feet are." 1. Say it before it grows teeth. 2. Work is work. If a view is required, so are we. 3. If we start narrating motives, we stop and ask. 4. If the wind is low, we make some. Corny, effective. The neon band is gone. A tiny shard turned up under the toe kick like a bright moon, and I left it on the counter, an artifact from the night we learned to be where we were. Sometimes that's all the romance you need. 2 people looking at each other like arrivals that decided to stay.